Do not go away. There's a pile of you in the background, and I know you want to talk and chat. This is the end of the formal meeting, but we leave the switch on. Dane and the crew, and I mean, we have a crew. Ooh, scares you to think about the crew that's back there. These folks are ready to adjourn. We're turning off the recorder, and we're opening the doors. Let's go. Dane, are we ready to go? Or are you going to take care of the kitten?
No, I'm good for another 25 minutes.
All right, let's go to Dane. I'm out of here, folks. Y'all take care. And
all right,
above all else, remember, when you go in a shop, I want you to be safe. When you come out, be healthier than when you went in. You take care.
Hey,
be safe.
It was good seeing you tonight. It was good
Hey,
seeing
Eddie.
you, Eddie.
Before you leave, it save the chat.
Oh,
There you go.
chat. Damn, I'm glad
Like
you
Donald
stated
said.
it. I got to go over to save the chat.
Thanks, Donald.
I missed that. Oh, you see, we got to go to Australia to get the right words here. Save chat.
Sure.
Oh, and that gets saved on our website also. The world's greatest website. You know, hey, where else can you get this? Where else can you get this? Your club. I'm going. Bye. Tell us what you got. Tell us
right. Catch the good stuff on the replay. Good night, Eddie.
Good night.
Night, Eddie.
All right. Hey, Leonard, are you still there? Leonard.
He says yes.
Okay, great. So
yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. So on your email, and of course, you know, I told you earlier today or earlier during the meeting, you know, to go jump on that lathe deal. But for the Nova Comet and for the 3 Easy Wood tools and the Nova G3 Chuck, for that dollar value that lady is offering to sell that for, it is a steal. And provided she didn't do anything within the last 2 years of owning it, I don't see how she would screw up a little mini lathe like that. The G3 Chuck is perfect for a little lathe like that. It's intended for use on a little mini lathe like that. You're gonna have a sweetheart deal for $500, man.
Oh yeah.
I just wasn't sure if there was something that, you know, those lathes may have had an issue with, and that was kind of my question is, you know, what should I be looking for on that particular lathe?
I think Rockler sells those. That's a good lathe for that price.
Yeah, it's a Nova, and when it comes to midi lathes, Nova is at the higher end. Well, it is the high end for midi lathes.
You know, Billy and I kind of go back and forth, but I kind of didn't want to bother him on his vacation, so I figured I'd throw it in here.
Hold on, man. Hold on, Leonard. I need to.
57-year-old man last week in Forestville. Deputies say they found Demetrius Knight shot to death inside of a car on Hewitt Street off of Healthland Avenue.
All righty.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I got him muted. Sorry, you said you go back and forth with Billy on
different things. So I've been a scroll saw artist for like 8-10 years. So I started back in the late 60s. I used to watch my grandfather turn.
Right.
And just kind of was like, okay, kind of intrigued. And Billy kept saying, well, try it. And he invited me to watch the meeting and stuff. So I just kind of went back and forth, and I've been looking and saw this one out there. And I'm like, maybe that would be a good deal, but not knowing the lathe and if there were any issues with it. So something that I should be looking for.
As far and I stay up on the recalls and issues that, you know, that are broadcast, you know, about folks that own. I can't recall an issue with a Comet 2.
Okay.
Their Nova's smaller stuff is just, you know, from my experience, it's just been pristine. You with them getting into the larger market, there's been certain ones at certain years that have had issues, but for the benchtop models, they've been great. And then with the Easy Wood tools, of course, there's 3 different lines. You got a mini set, which could be, for pin turning. There's a medium set, and then there's a professional set. So depending upon what she means by set, it could be 3, it could be 4.
No, it's 4.
4. So at a minimum, if you don't like it, and granted they're carbide, I use carbide when I have to on an internal for a hollow form, but other than or turning the threads off of my brass inserts. But that's the only time I use carbide. I picked up the professional set at an estate sale for a steel, for $90 a tool. They retail $180, $190. 9 times out of 10, you've probably got the medium set. If it's a set of 4, because the pin turners, I believe, is just a set of 3. So resale value, if you don't like them, you're looking at $120, $130 each per tool. And if I'm stating the wrong price on that for those that do have them, you can correct me now. But
I think a Nova MIDI is like 650 new. When you go over there to get her $500, not only are you getting a decent deal on the tools and the chuck and the lathe, you might be able to offer her a little tiny bit less, but not also, she'll probably have like little pieces of wood all over the place, maybe a jig, maybe another tool that she'll end up throwing in, and you'll end up with a really good deal.
Yeah.
You're getting a deal just in the tools and the chuck. The lathe is a freebie.
I wouldn't even worry about jewing her down on the price, because she bought it in 2020. She knows what she paid for it. She paid $650 for it, minimum. She knows what she paid. She knows what she paid for the Easy Wood tools. She knows what she paid for the G3 chuck, because those were all outside of Rockler. They weren't purchased at Rockler or Woodcraft or wherever they're sold at. Might have got the lathe there, but I guess Easy Wood tools are sold there at Woodcraft now, aren't they?
Yeah, and the Nova chucks are too. But
Nova chucks are too.
So
she probably spent $1,000, $1,500 that day.
Yeah, she's got $1,200 into it.
Yeah,
and for $500, I would be going. I'd be there, sweetheart. What time you wake up in the morning? I'll bring you. What kind of coffee you got? You like drinking? I'd be there for coffee for her.
Now
I'd jump all over that, Leonard.
$500, Leonard, for that's a steal, because you got 150 in the G3. The right now the Easy Wood mid-size are running 139 to 149 depending on where you buy them. You got your money just in tools. You don't even have to worry about what you're paying for the lathe.
Yeah, exactly. So secondhand sale of the tools is $400.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. And I wanted to bring it up during the meeting, but at the same time, I didn't want to bring it up during the meeting because it would have just went down this whole big giant rabbit hole. So that's why I wanted, at the beginning, I said, hey, jump on that, because Dave sent me your email yesterday, and I didn't see it until this morning. And he sent it yesterday afternoon. I only check email in the morning, so I saw it this morning and responded back to him on it. So I didn't know if he forwarded on to you or not, but that's why, when I saw you pop on, immediately, I said, hey, jump on that lathe deal.
Great, thank you.
Dang, Jim already left.
You're welcome.
Jim Duxbury already left.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to talk to Jim.
I can send you his email.
Okay, cool.
or telephone.
going to
It'd
that?
probably be better if you just called him. That way you ain't gotta.
Yeah, just shoot me his telephone number.
All right.
Is Jim going to the symposium in North Carolina too?
I mean, I'm sure he is. He lives there.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, is that where he lives? Oh,
Yeah.
It's outside of Raleigh,
Yeah.
I
Him.
believe.
You know, Bob Moffett and Lan Brady and Patrick Hogart. You know, they're all right there. Pat, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Do you know anything about the North Carolina Turn-In Symposium?
I've never been to it, but from what I can gather, it's a really good symposium. It's not as big as SWAT, but it's got some good demonstrators.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
looking this morning, and there's some really good demonstrators. I mean, even Nick Agar is going to be there.
Yep.
I'm going to go. I'm flying in. It's November, the weekend of November 3rd. But I got enough points on an airline to fly for free, but I'll fly to like an hour away from there and have to drive in.
That'll be the best part of the trip is driving in. You'll get to see trees.
Well, that's where I'm from. I'm from Virginia. I'm from like about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, shoot, you know what it's like then.
At the Greensboro Coliseum, I believe.
Yeah, it's in Greensboro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coliseum Ric Flair built.
Yeah, and I got to fly into like Raleigh. I got to fly into Raleigh and then just drive over there.
I'm gonna try to make it myself. I'm probably 3.5 hours from Greensboro.
Well,
But
hey,
I was
Patrick,
looking at the
need
North
to get some-
Carolina Mountain Woodturners website. Man, they got a friggin' club, a club and a half. They got
hey, if you guys are going, you got to get some stickers from Eddie. You got to slap some stickers on some lays.
I can do that.
Serious. I know Patrick will do it for me. Kelly, you gonna do it for me?
Chicken,
Look at you, fucking ghost.
chicken.
What the hell, Kelly?
oh God.
Oh God.
Hey, Dane, I got in late. Did anybody ask about the t-shirt form?
No, but Bob Grinstead did an embroidery file, and so he gave a contact. He's able to get them embroidered for some shop there in Texas. I think he said $12 for the embroidery, and then you could purchase the shirt at this store.
And the form is online now for that you sent me, so people should go to go there to get that.
Thanks, Dave. I noticed that it looked good.
Okay, good. Also,
Gotta get
I was going to ask, you mentioned last week in the chat that there was an Arkansas club that was having a Zoom meeting on Saturday. I was wondering if that's recurring or not. It is all.
Damn it.
Is it?
Damn it. I just texted it out.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't remember the guy's name.
Okay.
I'd have to look at the chat from last week's meeting, but yeah, I don't know. He asked me if I could invite everybody. He sent me the link, and I'm like, well, yeah. I go, you can do it too. And he sent it to me, and I'm like, all I did was copy and paste it, put it in the chat, and and then I'm like, all right, so what's it about? Can you tell me what it's about? And so he tells me what they plan on doing, and copy and paste. And I told him again, I go, you can come to the meetings, you can put it in the chat all by yourself. It's no big deal.
Well, if you did
So
get,
I don't know if anybody showed up or not. So
I don't know.
yeah, way too early for me. I think my wife would shoot me if I do any more Zoom meetings. I don't do anything to begin with, so. But Brenda, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay. Not too early.
Yeah, it won't be early. Trust me. I know it's the after 3. Yep. Good night, Leonard. No problem, buddy. Go get that lathe tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
Right.
I mean, if anything, you end up with another small lathe to have somebody else in the shop on,
Right. Well, it'll be his first one. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even if he gets another one, just like you said, I've got 3 of them in my garage.
Yeah, same
One
here.
of them set up for buffing.
Yeah.
Right.
The other one has got, what is that other wheel with the little fingers on it? That
fingers on. What?
Yeah, the little tab things.
Just keep doing that.
Talking about a flat.
You turn the bowl around backwards,
Oh, the coal jaws.
Yeah, coal
Yeah,
jaws.
the coal jaws. Yeah.
How'd you get from finger things to that?
Says no
It's got
one.
finger things on it that
coal
clamp onto
jaws.
the. Yeah.
Well, see, I had to go back in the memory bank of her shop, and I'm like, oh yeah, her lathe with the coal jaws on them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that if we did this, it's considered in trouble for doing that.
Right. Coal jaws. Coal jaws. They look like that. Back scratches.
Yeah, it's got the little fingers. Yeah, well, I can't remember things very well, I'm even worse with names. Names of things, even. Oh well.
Uh-huh.
You got it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's okay to have more than one leg anyway.
Yes, it is. Although I wouldn't know that. I only got one leg.
Mine came in real handy too when I was making the chess set. So I had my duplicator on one lathe, and the pieces takes forever.
Yeah.
So you get bored doing that, you can just go to another lathe and start another project. And the chess set never gets done.
Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah, it's still not done. Well, I take it back. The pieces are all turned, but they're not finished, sanded and buffed and all that good stuff. So.
Nothing wrong with
But it was easy to get it done on 2 different lathes.
Yeah, you can never have too many lathes.
No.
Oh, then by the way, everybody, does everybody realize that Trey was in the house?
Yes.
Yes.
I was only there. They're part of the time. I was out of my shop putting a lathe together.
Oh, I know. I saw.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just bought a new Holtz ornamental lathe, and I was out there. My neighbor was helping me put the steel ways on it.
Oh, nice.
Welcome back, stranger.
Sometime soon.
Thank
All right.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to playing with. I've been up in New York playing around with getting everything ready for it for the last week and a half. So
Goodness.
That's good. Other than that, you doing all right?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I'm still vertical, still
Yeah.
active and vertical. So that's the big
Good.
thing.
How's the Rose engine?
Well, Rose engine's doing good. I actually bought another Rose engine, and the ornamental lathe is a antique lathe built in 1892.
that I'm setting up and I'm gonna be using it. It's half steel, half mahogany, and the other half is brass. I should say
Nice.
third. But, so,
Is that the picture of the one you had on Facebook with you sitting in front of it?
yes, that's the one.
That was pretty
Yep.
neat looking lathe.
Yep, that's it. It has, we talked about the elliptical thing. It has an elliptical chuck with it. Spiraling chuck, reciprocator, two eccentric chucks, one large, one small, a dome chuck. So it's got a lot with it.
Can't wait to see some of the projects come off of it, Trace.
I'm looking forward to it. A big thing I'm doing now is trying to get my shop cleaned up. Downstairs, I'm trying to get rid of everything that's been flat work and clean it up so I can put all my turning downstairs instead of upstairs, you know, adding the new lathes in and be able to get to them and use them. So, and to be able to have people over and work on stuff too. So
that's always a big task.
Yeah. Well, this is a major thing. I'm switching from getting rid of flat work stuff and going to round only.
Right.
So. That and the machinery stuff.
What about it? You got a confession out of the accused.
And no, I'm not planning on running a treadle on it. I'm gonna put power on it. Hey, most of the stuff that you're spinning power-wise is going to be a fly cutter. It's going to be a cutter, not the lathe turning.
Right.
I bought a gear motor to drive the spindle. I think it's 13 RPM max. So it's not a high speed.
Where do you find motors like that, Trace?
Amazon and eBay. And I've got an electric clutch to disengage it from the drop shaft. So, because if you don't disengage it, you'll lock the shaft and you can't turn the shaft. So.
And until then, officers will continue to make arrests as warranted, but offer no further cooperation.
And then a higher speed motor, DC motor for the top of it to drive the spindle for an overhead drive. So we're working to get all that up and running, but most of the parts I got took care of up in New York. I got a few minor things I got to finish up down here, but. You know, one of them is it's like it's an elliptical compensator. And what it does, it puts even spacing around an ellipse. So it's a fancy gear mechanism that spaces out the around because it can't be. It's not an equal division around the ellipse because it'd be bigger on one side and on one part and less than the other. But so I got to finish. Couple little pieces for that. The rest of it's pretty much there. So.
Can't imagine how those people made that stuff in the 1890s with the equipment they had compared to what we have now. Must have took them forever.
Yes, I know that. And, well, the other thing they've done a lot of stuff is actually have marked. There's a lot of markings on it. They put one dot here, one dot and then one dot, 2 dots and 3 dots and 4 dots for alignment. It only goes together one way on a lot of this stuff because it's all done by hand.
Yeah.
So they put dots on screws and alignment stuff. So when you put it back together, it goes back together the same way. Otherwise, it doesn't go back together.
Yeah.
Some of the screws won't even fit. You know, they're different. You have to put them back together in the way it came apart.
That would be the fun part for me.
Yeah, that has an oddball spindle. So, all the threads are non-standard threads too. And when I say non-standard, they're not an even division of per inch. TPI, there's the TPI for the spindle was 9.45.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's
it's
odd.
yeah. But the TPI on all the threads, all the bolts and threads and everything are oddball. It's an oddball just like that.
So they were all hand cut, in other words.
Well, he had a standard he used. He used the same standard across all of them, but they were all cut, you know, to that thing. Has a threading attachment on it too, and it uses those threads.
Huh.
So that makes it a real challenge to make parts for it and everything else, you know, because you can't just go find a tap and die for it. And you can't put it on a metal lathe and thread it because they don't thread to those numbers.
Right.
I got some adapters made, and what he did to have to make the adapters, he put a 20-tooth gear and a 21-tooth gear together and put it in the drivetrain to modify the drivetrain on his for threading. And then had to leave the nut engaged. You can't disengage the nut. He left the nut engaged when he's threading it to thread those.
Wow.
And that'll approximate the threading.
No wonder they're so expensive to restore.
Yeah, they're all different. So, but that's what I did up there. I went through and took everything apart and cleaned it up, and you know, reflattened things, and you know, rehoned all the slides and readjusted it and cleaned everything up and did that. So everything I've got runs smoothly now.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to seeing some of the projects you're going to start churning out on that.
Yep, me too.
You can start going, oh, look at this, and look at this, and look at this, and
Yep.
oh, look at that.
It has a different action than the Rose engine. It's not a Rose engine. It doesn't have the Rose engine pattern, so it does different things. So.
Sweet.
Sounds like it'll be fun to play with.
Yeah, I think so. I just got my neighbor to help me. We put the flywheel on the bottom with all the pulley and set the bedways and on it and screwed it all down.
What's something like that weigh, Trace?
It's not that terribly heavy. The basic lathe is mahogany. The basic thing is mahogany. It's pretty thick mahogany though. It's like 2.5 inch thick mahogany. Maybe up to 3 inch, but 2.5 inch. And then the ways just go across it. One thing weighs, one person can pick those up. So that's not too bad. You start adding the chucks and all that kind of stuff, they get heavy because brass is heavy. But so its weight's a whole lot less than what we see today in metal lathes.
Yeah. How big of pieces can you work on there?
It has a 5-inch arbor. So I'm limited to 10-inch max.
Okay.
Diameter.
Well, that could be some pretty spectacular pieces at 10 inches.
Yeah. I think most of the stuff you do is going to be way smaller than that. It's not going to go to 10-inch, but. Because the wood is dependent too. You got, you know, if I can't deal with soft woods because I can't sand it. You can't put a decorative pattern on and sand it. So you can do a little bit of fuzz removal, but that's about it. So so you got to get a clean cut off the tool.
Trace.
Right.
Trace.
Mark.
Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm coming back.
Great.
I can walk a little bit now without a cane and a walker. And on your new machinery there, question I have is, if you set that out on your dock, do you think I'll be able to catch some redfish?
Well, actually, we've been catching specks down there this last week. Caught a couple redfish, mostly specks.
Well, good. Maybe I'll have to come down there and see how that's working.
Yeah, they've been catching them down here in the evening. They, a lot of white trout are bunches and bunches of white trout, but specks, white trout, and a few redfish.
There you go. I need a trip south.
Yeah, well, you come on, visit with your son, and come on out here and fish. It's easy to get down there, and you don't have to be waiting anywhere. And you can just ride down there to the dock and sit down and relax and fish.
Right.
Well, I have to. My wife has to drive me. They won't let me drive yet. So, but anyway, I'll just say this: if anybody's listening, if you come up to Atlanta, I'm liquidating more wood out of my warehouse. So if anybody wants bargains, I'll sell it by the truckload.
Oh God, I wish I was going to be on that side of the country, Mark.
Okay.
Are you still going to carry on with the doing the Parfix 3408 and 3460s?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought you did. I gave your cell phone number out to Ruby Claire this evening during the meeting. She's interested in getting some.
Well, I'm doing all that, and I've limited my myself to one-on-one teaching.
Right.
And I just can't take the stress of the other.
Right.
Hey, Trace.
No, that's understandable.
Hey, Trace, you know Wes Smythe?
Do I know what?
Wes Smythe down there in Ocean Springs.
No, I don't.
I got a package of wood I'm sending them tomorrow. But anyway, I'll ship stuff all over the place if anybody needs anything.
I don't recognize the name. But you come on down this way. You're welcome to stay here if you don't stay at your son's house. So.
Okay. Well, it's good to see some of you guys anyway.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Mark.
Yeah, great to see you, Mark. Get on here. I'm headed up to a friend's house up there. Jack Vestry's coming up there for 5 days. We're gonna have a class with him in a couple of weeks. There's 6 of us getting together and bringing him in to teach us some stuff.
Who is that?
Jack Vestry. You're not even familiar with him? But you need to look him up. He's probably more before your time before you really got into turning.
Jack,
and it's Jacques, really. Jacque.
Yeah, got it. Yep. Last name?
Vestry.
VESTRE. I got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Really top-notch turner. It's been around for a while. He's at the top of the game in turning. He's one of the top turners in the country. At the very top of the thing.
Yeah, I'll look him up.
He's curated several exhibits and everything else and that kind of stuff.
Well, guys, it was good seeing you. I'm going to go to bed. I've got physical therapy for 2 hours at 8 o'clock in the morning. So,
all right, well, give them hell, Mark.
Stick with it and get better. I'd love to see you down here on the dock and catch a few of these fish.
Man, I'd love to be there too. I think I can hold a fishing pole now with my right hand.
I'd love to hear some stories.
Oh, we got some good ones.
I know.
All right.
Good to see you, Mark.
Good night.
You have a good
guys.
night, Mark.
Good night, Mark.
If anybody is ever up this way, I got a place to stay for you to stay, and you're welcome to use my shop or go to my warehouse or whatever.
What a deal. I'm telling you.
Thank you for that.
Mark, you're a gem.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot by having this stroke. It's amazing how your brain can know exactly what to do, but you can't transmit it to a body part.
Yeah.
Right.
It's incredible.
I can only imagine.
All right.
Well, you keep at it. You're going to get better. You're going to be back at it, Mark.
All right. And one of these days, Dane, when I get just a little bit better, I'll do you another demo.
Okay. Sounds good, Mark.
All right.
You get
Thanks,
a good night's sleep. Knock that physical
Have
therapy
a
out.
good night.
All right. Good night.
Night, Mark.
All right.
Night. Oh, I hope he's getting better.
Sounds like he is.
Hopefully
He
so.
sounded tired. Sounded tired.
Well, he usually gets up at what, 4 in the morning or so?
3. Well,
Yeah.
he's normally in at the lathe at 3 a.m. I don't think he's doing that now.
I get closer to 3 p.m.
Right? Yeah.
I might still be at the lathe at 3 a.m., but I didn't get up to get at the lathe. I'm still up from the morning before,
Right.
Afternoon before.
Yeah, I'd love to go there just to get a truckload of freaking blackwood.
I don't think he has any blackwood.
No.
Most of it,
Yeah,
his woods are native wood. Most of his woods are native woods.
Oh, okay. And when I order Parfix from him, he always sends me a couple blocks of blackwood.
Well, he probably has little pieces of it here and there, but in quantity, he's got several warehouses of wood, and they're all native woods.
Oh, okay.
Where's he located?
Atlanta, Georgia. Outside of Atlanta.
On the north side of Atlanta.
Isn't that where Nick Agar has his studio?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Kelly, if you're thinking for a road trip, then I'm in.
Hey, do you want to go with me to that North Carolina symposium in November?
And I work?
It's the weekend of November 3rd.
That could work.
All right, I'm going to book my flight in the morning, so just give me a call.
Wait, flight? That's a road trip, bro.
No, I'm not driving, man. I used to drive all the way to Virginia and back. I ain't doing it. I'm flying.
Actually, I've got a like a grand with Delta that I need to burn before the end of the year.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
All right, we'll work on that.
I know, and it gets me out of having to go to this wedding thing. It's perfect timing.
All right, we'll work on that.
All right.
Cool.
Where do you live?
I live right near Austin. Clint lives in San Antonio.
Okay. Out of Texas then.
Yep, Texas. We can't all be from Mississippi.
Oh,
And Texas is big. Mississippi's
yeah.
a little junk to us.
I won't argue with that. But a lot of your big areas is just open plains.
Yeah,
I know,
thank you. I
but-
was going to say a whole lot of nothing.
The drive to Albuquerque is just beautiful. I like it.
I've gone across several times. I've gone out to the West Coast, took my camper out there and everything. Stay off I-10, I take 20 across.
I pulled a trailer as far as Fort Stockton, Fort Davis. It's rough in the desert pulling a trailer because there's a lot of wind.
Well, I haven't had any problem with that. I've gone out to Tucson several times. Probably
Maybe
about
you had
3 or
a
4
truck.
trips.
I had an SUV pulling a 32-foot trailer.
No, I have a truck pulling a fifth wheel.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah.
I remember 35 years ago, I had to go pick up a car and I flew from Dallas to Lubbock and got her right out to, I think it was West Plains or White Plains, way out in the middle of nowhere. The only reason why I remember this shit is because on the way back, I have a real hard time staying awake. on the way back, man, I went way off. I mean, like way off. I was way off the road when I woke up. Way off the road. Jumped off of I-20 out whenever it, when all you can do is smell oil and hear crickets. And woke up way off in some field. 25, 30 years ago. About 30 years ago. Because everything's flat out there.
Yeah.
That would be Pecos, probably. Pecos area.
On I-20 out there where it's like nothing but crickets and oil fields, and there's nothing anywhere.
Odessa.
But there's this castle. Like you can barely make it out because it's the only spot where like there's a little bit of like what Texans call trees, and there's like a castle back there behind there. But I dozed off, and it's so flat out there that I mean, like half a mile off of the road in a field is whenever I came to.
I don't know what you're talking about, Clay, but there is a castle called Falkenstein, and it's a little bit north of Enchanted Rock.
Yeah, this one was way out in the middle of nowhere on I-20.
Yeah, that's not it, but there is one by Enchanted Rock. It's called Falkenstein. It's like a German-styled castle. Well, it's from a German blueprint, allegedly.
Well,
yeah, we got a few castles around in Texas here and there. Hey, Brooklyn, come
can't say I ever saw a German-style castle anywhere in Texas to include Fredericksburg.
Brooklyn's gonna tell you guys a joke. What's the joke?
Oh, yeah. What's red and bad for your teeth?
Oh, you gotta speak up.
What's red and bad for your teeth?
What's red and
say bad
for your teeth.
Can't hear you.
Say it loud.
What's red and bad for your teeth?
I give up.
Blood?
No, a brick.
Oh, snap.
Oh, shit.
Good.
Joey,
That's a good one.
I see Clint. Hi, Clint.
Hey, Joey.
What's up, Buttercup?
Well, don't scare him off.
That's the Dane. Oh, you can't see him now.
Did you eat your buffalo?
I had to go outside for a minute here. I'll be back in.
There's Scott. That's one of my favorite dudes on here. You know Clint.
Yeah.
You going out of here?
Oh, yeah.
All right, bye-bye. Clint's going with me to North Carolina.
Oh shit! Am I committed now?
Yeah, you're locked.
You're gonna have to keep him away from them hillbillies up there.
Somebody's got to keep an eye on him, Clint. Can we go to North Korea? Get out of there. Right? They don't let him. God, dictator.
You're gonna have to keep Clint away from them hillbillies up there.
I am a hillbilly.
Yeah, he is. You should see the.
Well, yeah, so am I. That's why I'm saying.
No.
House covered in wood, scrap wood from like every inch possible, and all kinds of things wood.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess out there.
Dad, don't forget to plug in my computer.
All right, I'll do it.
It's not his responsibility. I know. All right, you know what? Good night.
Good night. I finished
I
it.
will.
It's not his responsibility, it's yours.
Ooh, we heard that.
Daddy's girl.
Yeah, she is.
That's how my daughter was. Still is, even at 27.
Where? What? What? They don't go in your ear. Yeah, really?
We'll fix that.
Yeah.